Hello, folks. Just touching base here. Let me know if you can hear things. That's not. And we're just a minute or so away. There we go. So maybe you'd let me know if you can hear what's going on YouTube and on Facebook. Make sure we've got things happening. We're just 2 or 3 minutes away. We're looking for there we go. Just want to make sure that we got enough green on or something. See if we're in the right place or the right space. So really, maybe this needs to go up just a little bit. Look a little red faced there on YouTube. I'm not sure what that. Actually, I'm just going to adjust the overhead light for a second. And we're just sorting through a couple little technical issues, folks. If you would be patient with me, I won't be long. And we'll try to get that sorted out. All right. Well, oh, sorry. Just one more little thing. There we go. All right. Well, let's get things going here. We must be pretty close to time. 7:32. Goodness gracious. Sorry about that. Well, good evening, folks, and welcome to the Second Wind sing-along. This would be, I believe, somewhere around our 23rd night since the spring, and glad to have you all here with us, and glad to be here with you, and we'll hope we can make some music. I've really enjoyed putting together this particular set of songs. It's been a bit of a challenge for me, but some days any song can be a challenge for me. You know, that's a whole nother issue. But anyway, we are, I guess, ready to go. Welcome to our event, and let's just get started. We'll dive right in. This is a song from 1971. I seem to have 3 or 4 from 1971. Maybe I wanted to relive my youth as an 11-year-old. I'm not quite sure what that is, but anyway, this song started out unusually. You know, it started out as a commercial for Coke. I thought it was probably the reverse, because that's the way most songs are, but it was written as a jingle for the Coca-Cola Company. Coca-Cola Company owned the rights to it. And it was done on this hillside, and if you remember, the hillside singers all sang, I'd like to buy the world a Coke and furnish it, anyway. It was a very popular Coca-Cola commercial. A little while later, the Hillside Singers recorded a single of it, and so did the New Seekers. And the New Seekers, when they released it in November of 1971, they sold 96,000 copies of it the first day, and they went on to sell 12 million copies of this particular single. It was #1 in the UK, it was #7 in the US in 1971 and 72, #3 in Canada. Kind of interesting. Coca-Cola, in their infinite wisdom, waived their rights to the royalties. They donated $80,000 in 1971. $80,000. That was a pretty hefty chunk of change to UNICEF instead of taking the royalties. That's what they really did with it. So the New Seekers or the Hillside Singers, whichever version you like, it's a great little song, and it's, well, I'd like to build the world a home, furnish it with love, grow apple trees and honey bees, and Snow White turtle doves. I'd like to teach the world to sing perfect harmony. I'd like to hold it in my arms and keep it company. I'd like to see the world for once all standing hand in hand, and hear them echo through the hills for peace throughout the land. That's the song I hear. Let the world sing today, a song of peace that echoes on and never goes away. I'd like to build the world a home, furnish it with love, grow apple trees and honey bees, Snow White turtle doves. Well, I'd like to teach the world to sing in perfect harmony. I'd like to hold it in my arms and keep it company. Well, I'd like to see the world for once all standing hand in hand, and hear them echo through the hills for peace throughout the land. That's the song I hear. Let the world sing today, a song of peace that echoes on and never goes away. I'd like to teach the world to sing in perfect harmony, a song of peace that echoes on and never goes away. Well, yes, I'd like to teach the world to sing in perfect harmony, a song of peace that echoes on and never goes away. There, the Coke song, some people know it as. I'd like to teach the world to sing. So this next tune has been a really fun tune to learn, and I won't say that its execution will be flawless, but practically, it'll be practically flawless. Except for aside from the flaws, if you don't pay any attention to the flaws, it'll be just fine. Anyway, this has been a kind of a favorite tune of mine for a long time. This came out in 1983, which was really the first year I was teaching. And 83, was it really 83? Yeah, it was. Well, actually, the fall of 82. But we won't quibble too badly, will we? So it was written by Kimberly Rue, and it was recorded by a group called Katrina and the Waves, and was just a great, bouncy, fun song. And which is really why I've included it here, because it's just that much fun. It was re-recorded in 1985 and released as a single. Went to number 4 in Australia, number 9 in the US, number 8 in the UK. And it was originally, when Kimberly Rue wrote it, she had conceived it as a ballad. And Katrina of Katrina and the Waves really thought it really could be quite a lot more upbeat. And if you listen to the recording, it's definitely the definition of upbeat. It was a big hit in lots of ways, but it also afterwards, it's had a pretty successful afterlife. So it was released as a single in 1985, and the people who calculate those things estimate that from 1999, so now we got a song that's 15 years old. So from 1999 to 2010, they calculate that this song produced about $1 million a year in royalties. It was owned, the rights were owned by the record company EMI. And EMI, this was like one of their secret weapons in terms of financial success, because this song just kept generating cash. Not many songs would generate that kind of money that long after their release. So this is its 35th year, and here we are still playing it, right? Anyway, not a bad deal, and it's still just a great fun song. And if you aren't a singer, then I would say you should dance to it. Dance to it. I'm going to bring this a little closer because there are quite a few words, and they go quite fast. So anyway, so this is "Walking on Sunshine," and it really is. It's a great tune, fun tune, maybe a great tune for a rainy day like today, right? We're walking on sunshine. But it's that, that warm, sunny feeling that you get when you're, with new love, right? And so walking on sunshine. Used to think maybe you love me, now baby I'm sure. And I just can't wait till the day when you knock on my door. Now every time I go for the mailbox, gotta hold myself down. just can't wait to tell you to ride me, you're coming around. Walking on sunshine, oh, I'm walking on sunshine, oh, I'm walking on sunshine, oh, and don't it feel good? Oh, all right now, I feel good. Used to think maybe you love me, now I know that's true. I don't want to spend my whole life just waiting for you. Now I don't want to die. Sorry. Now I don't want you back for a weekend, not back for a day. Cause baby, I just want you back and I want you to stay. I'm walking on sunshine, oh, I'm walking on sunshine, oh, I'm walking on sunshine, oh, it's time to feel good, it's time to feel good. Walking on sunshine, walking on sunshine. I feel alive, I feel the love, I feel the love that's really real. I feel alive, I feel the love, I feel the love that's really real. I feel alive, I feel the love that's really real. I'm on sunshine, baby, oh yeah, I'm on sunshine, baby, oh, walking on sunshine, oh, I'm walking on sunshine, oh, I'm walking on sunshine, oh, and it's time to feel good. Feel good. Oh, baby, it can feel good. It's time to feel good. It's a lot of work, that song. It's fun though, but but it is a lot of work. Anyhow, I'm going to catch my breath for a second. So this next song is a song by a gentleman who goes by the name of Old Man Ludica, and he his name is Chris Ludica, and he operates out of Chester, Nova Scotia, and he's a wonderfully quirky kind of songwriter. Not many solo folk singers. He does most of his songs on the banjo, a few with the guitar, but mostly he's seen as a banjo player. But he's got just a deadly, deadly sense of humor, and is a great observer of the world around him, so he was actually was scheduled to come and play for the Arts Council in maybe March this coming year, or March 2021. Oh no, sorry, it was March 2020, and that got COVIDized. So hopefully he will be here next spring or maybe fall, depending on how long this continues on. Anyway, this is a beautiful song. I think it's just a really great observation of parenthood. Now, I can only say that because I only have experience observing parenthood, not practicing parenthood. But just that time when babies are babies and they're kind of completely dependent and yet have a wonderful personality. All of them, right? All of them do. Anyway, but this is kind of his take on that, and how you want to hang on to it because it doesn't last very long, that time period. And just now they're a teenager, and which is the perfect age, really. Anyway, this is called The Early Days, and I wonder if I typed it on I don't wonder. I know I typed it on the list, and maybe even in this songbook as the early years instead of the early days. But it's The Early Days by Old Man Ludica, and here we go. So if you don't know this song, and it's got a great chorus to sing along to, and it's just one of those songs that this is, to me, destined to become a great sing-along song, at least in certain circles, probably mostly parental circles. Standing out, staying the field, I had to go away. I saw a brand new baby and the mother's face. I knew that it was over, all those early days. Our babies are not babies, we'll never be the same. Shopping cart full of toddlers at the superstore. They were eating goldfish, asking for more. An old man lined up behind us, and he shook his head. The kids were strangely quiet, and I heard him when he said, "You got to hold on, it goes so fast. Those early days, well, they don't last. Gotta enjoy them, they go so fast. The baby days, well, they don't last. Looking forward to the evening when the monkeys go to bed. Then we'll talk all night about them, we feel half dead. We used to be too tired to eat in, but it's a total crapshoot to eat out. You gotta hold on, it goes so fast. Those early days, well, they don't last. Well, they don't last. Gotta enjoy them, they go so fast. The baby days, well, they don't last. You're getting rid of diapers that you wash every night, and we're saving up for date night so we can have our fun. If it's quiet for a moment, oh, you better run upstairs, 'cause the toothpaste in the bathroom is redefining everywhere. You got to hold on, it goes so fast. These early days, well, they don't last. Got to enjoy them, they go so fast. The baby days, they don't last. Oh, I like the way you talk now, you talk like me. All the funny things you're saying, you're real good company. Oh, the odds are strong on crazy, and the love profound. You make our messy house feel like holding ground. Everybody, you got to hold on. It goes so fast. These early days, well, they don't last. Gotta enjoy them. They go so fast. The baby days, well, they don't last. Shopping cart full of toddlers at the superstore. They're eating goldfish, asking for more. An old man lined up behind us, and he shook his head. The kids were strangely quiet. I heard him when he said, The Early Days by Old Man Ludica. And Old Man Ludica, at least earlier in the summer, he was, he's not touring, and making a living as a musician is a pretty difficult prospect right now. So he was fishing scallops. He did play a few shows this fall, but not very much. Not very much. Well, this next song is also from 1971, my favorite year as an 11-year-old. So this is a tune by Jonathan Edwards, and this was it was the first single off Jonathan Edwards' debut album. The single, it hit number 4 on the Billboard Top 100 in 1972. Now, the song is called Sunshine, and it wasn't actually originally intended to be on that album at all. But this is one of those quirks of fate. The engineer, the sound engineer, accidentally erased from the master copy of Please Find Me, which was supposed to be in this space on the album. Sunshine was used to fill the hole. They had not decided not to put it on the record. And Edwards once said, he said, it was just at the time of the Vietnam War when this was released, the Vietnam War and Nixon, and it was looking pretty bad out there. And the song came to mean quite a lot to a lot of people during that time, he said. And then he said, especially me. Anyway, but this is I remember this song from, I'm guessing maybe my older brother or sisters had the album, and it was very popular. And it's a great sing-along song. It's just, so here we go. It's Sunshine. Sunshine, you'll recognize it instantly if you were 11 in 1971, I'm doing this Cabo 2, not Cabo 3. Well, sunshine, go away today. I don't feel much like dancing. Some man's gone, he's tried to run my life. Don't know what he's asking. He tells me I better get in line and hear what he's saying. When I grow up, I'm gonna make it mine. But these are dues I've been paying. How much does it cost? I'll buy it. Time is all I've lost. I'll try it. He can't even run his own life. Be damned if he'll run mine. Sunshine, sunshine, go away today. I don't feel much like dancing. Some man's gone, he tried to run my life. I don't know what he's asking. Working starts to make me wonder where the fruits of what I do. I'm going to just start that again, because, and I'll sing it with the words in the right order. Oh, yeah. Well, and working starts to make me wonder where the fruits of what I do are going. Since in love and war all is fair, does it cost? I'll buy it. The time is all we've lost. I'll try it. He can't even run his own life. Be damned if he'll run mine. Sunshine, sunshine, come back another day. I promise you I'll be singing. This old world, she's gonna turn around. Brand new bells will be ringing. Sunshine, come on back another day. I promise you I'll be singing. In this old world, she's gonna turn around. Brand new bells will be ringing. Sunshine by Jonathan Edwards. All right. It's a fun song to play. So this next tune, I did it in the spring, and this was a request. And I love it when you get a request and it's a song that you don't know. You dig around and you find it, and it's like, man, I should have known that song. That's a great tune. And this is a tune by Delbert McClinton. And Delbert was born in Lubbock, Texas in, maybe 1940. And he's just this year he turned 80 years old. He's been performing professionally since 1957. And in fact, he's been pretty successful, has earned 4 Grammys over that time, been nominated, I think, for 8. Won 4, most recently, 2020, he won the Best Traditional Blues Album, which is not that's not a bad landmark when you're 80, I guess. So far, my career is marked with a distinct absence of Grammy Awards, and I don't think that's likely to change either. But consistency is important, and he's won them at various stages of his career. But to pick one up at 80 for the Best Traditional Blues Album, the album's called Tall, Dark, and Handsome. So if you want to pick that up, that would be good for Delbert's non-retirement, probably. Anyway, so this is called I Ain't Old, but I've been around a long time, and since you know what year I was 11, there is, I think, a certain amount of truth, depending on which side of 1960 you were born to that. So here we go. I Ain't Old, but I've been around a long time, and by Delbert McClinton. Here we go. I ain't old, but I've been around a long time. Long enough to know that age is just a state of mind. Well, some things just get better, like fine wine. I ain't old, but I've been around a long time. I've seen her come and go, and come back around again. But some of life's hard lessons, I find the story sinking in. If you don't do nothing, you're gonna live to regret, when you won't have to live for what you can't forget. I ain't old, but I've been around a long time. Some people say you burn out if you go too fast, but I'd want to live it up as long as it lasts. There's a secret to life that I've ever found. It's all about staying in the here and now. I ain't old, but I've been around a long time. Keep your expectations under control. Don't hold on too tight, let it all unwind. I keep a positive state of mind. I ain't old, but I've been around a long time. Here's the big solo. Well, keep your expectations under control. You just might surprise yourself. Just see how far you go. Don't hold on too tight, let it all unwind. I keep a positive state of mind. I ain't old, but I've been around a long time. I ain't old, but I've been around a long time. Delbert McClinton. Well, all right, where are we going here? Right here, Capo 3. This is kind of an interesting tune. Well, they're all interesting in their own way, right? But this is written by a gentleman named Ray Stevens, who was, more better known for writing kind of novelty songs, guitars and he wrote back when it was probably, it's not politically correct now, but then you got away with it, I guess. He wrote Ahab the Arab, and then he wrote The Streak. Anyway, but this was it was really his biggest hit, and this is what established him as a serious songwriter. So he wrote this in 1970. It was released March 1970. So maybe he wrote it in 1969. I don't know. Anyway, but March 1970, and this song was responsible for 2 Grammys, not both his, but the first one was his. He got the Grammy for Best Male Pop Vocal Performance. And then and then Jake Hess had recorded it, and he got the song for Best Inspirational Performance. So it was number 1 for a couple of weeks in 1970, and number 1 for a couple of weeks that's pretty good, as opposed to number 1 overnight. Anyway. But this is called Everything is Beautiful. And it really, it is a great sentiment, and really every bit as much so today still. So it's got some lasting power there. And I just have to kind of get in my head the little piece here. Will you sing along with me? Help me out here. Jesus loves all the little children, all the little children of the world. Red and yellow, black and white, they are precious in His sight. Jesus loves the little children of the world. Everything is beautiful in its own way. Like the starry beautiful in their own way. Under God's hand, there is none so blind as He will not see. Just not was our minds. And there it is, gone. Give me just a second here, sorry. There is nothing so blind. We're going to back to the chorus and see if it comes back to me. Say a little prayer, sing loud. Everything is beautiful in its own way, like the starry summer night or a snow-covered winter's day. And everybody's beautiful in their own way. Under God's heaven, the world's gonna find a way. There's none so blind as he will not see. To close our minds, we must let our thoughts be free. And passes by, though the world gets a little bit older. Well, everything is beautiful in its own way, like the starry summer night or the snow-covered winter's day. And everybody's beautiful in their own way. Under God's heaven, the world's gonna find a way. We shouldn't care about the length of his hair, the color of his skin. Don't worry about what shows from without, but the love that lives within. And we're gonna get it all together and speak it out in your mind. Everything is beautiful in its own way, like the starry summer night or a snow-covered winter's day. And everybody's beautiful in their own way. Under God's heaven, the world's gonna find a way. Everything is beautiful in its own way, like the starry summer night or a snow-covered winter's day. Everybody's beautiful in their own way. Under God's heaven, the world's gonna find a way. It's coming. All right, let's move on. So this next tune, this is also 90. This is like 1971's greatest hits. I'm not quite sure how this happened. I didn't really sink into me till today. And well, it's okay. They're still all, they're all good songs. They're lots of fun. Anyway, this tune was it's called "Joy to the World." It was probably better known or often known as by the first line, which is "Jeremiah was a bullfrog." It was written by a songwriter named Hoyt Axton, and it was kind of handed over to a group called Three Dog Night. And they recorded it, and as they say, the rest is history. This was Three Dog Night put it on their fourth studio album, and it topped singles charts in Canada, the U.S. Was later on it was featured in the movie The Big Chill, which really had a great soundtrack. Lots of great hits. You remember standing around in the kitchen singing some of those tunes. Anyway, so here it is. Jeremiah was a bullfrog. Be a little. I don't think I'll forget how it goes, but there's a couple of spots I can struggle. Hey, it worked. Okay. So anyway, we're in the key of A with this, and we're going capo 4. It is. We had to kind of find a spot in my range where it would fit. And anyway, Three Dog Night, Joy to the World, let's go. Jeremiah was a bullfrog, was a good friend of mine. Never understood a single word he said, but I helped him drink his wine. He always had somebody fine. Wow, look. Jeremiah was a bullfrog. Yeah, okay. We're going to try that again. And I'm going to sing it in the same key as I play it in. Jeremiah was a bullfrog, was a good friend of mine. Never understood a single word he said, but I helped him to drink his wine. And he always had somebody fine wine, singing joy to the world. All the boys and girls now, joy to the fishes in the deep blue sea, and joy to you and me. If I were the king of the world, tell you what I do. Throw away the cars and the bars and the bores that makes me love to you. Singing joy to all the boys and girls now. Joy to the fishes in the deep blue sea, and joy to you and me. You know I love the ladies, like to have my fun. A line light rider and a rainbow rider, a straight shooting son of a gun. Oh yeah, I said a straight shooting son of a gun. Singing joy to the world. All the boys and girls now, joy to the fishes in the deep blue sea, and joy to you and joy to the world, joy to you and me, joy to you and me. Everybody now singing joy to the world. All the boys and girls now, joy to the fishes in the deep blue sea, and joy to you and me. One more time, joy and joy to you and me. All right. Three Dog Night. Well, I hope this next one comes back to me, starting to okay, now I've got it in my head. We'll hope it stays there for a minute. There's not that much to hold it there. It kind of spent four weeks at number 2. Now, wouldn't that be, just kind of a bummer? 4 weeks at number 2, never got to number 1. At least it didn't get to number 1 in the States. On the other hand, he did sell 1 million copies of it, which still was pretty good. Now, it was number 1 in Belgium, number 1 in Canada, number 1 in the Netherlands. Anyway, it hit the top 10 in 7 other countries. And but anyway, it's called Dancing in the Dark. And really, it's a great tune. So we're going to just dive in. You all know it. You can dance to it. You can sing with it. It'll be great. We'll have a good time. Here we go. Dancing in the Dark by Bruce Springsteen. Up in the evening, ain't got nothing to say. Home in the morning, go to bed. It was right there. Get up in the evening, I ain't got nothing to say. Oh, with myself. Okay, we're going to try it one more time. Sorry about this. I'm just I get up in the evening, I ain't got nothing to say. Home in the morning, go to bed feeling, baby, I could use just a little help. Can't start a fire, can't start a fire without a spark. These guns for hire. SCH keeps getting clearer. Radio's on and I'm moving round the place. Check my look in the mirror. Wanna change my clothes, my hair, my face. Man, I ain't getting nowhere. I'm just living in a dump like this. Something happening somewhere. Baby, I know that there is. Can't start a fire. Can't start a fire without a spark. This guns for hire. Even if we're just dancing in the dark. Around getting older. There's a joke here somewhere and it's on me. Take the world on my shoulders. Come on, baby, this laughs on me. Stay on the streets of this town and they'll be carving you up alright. Gotta go hungry. Hey baby, I'm just about starving tonight. I'm dying for some action. Sick of sitting around here trying to write this book. I need a love reaction. Come on now, baby, give me just one look. You can't start a fire, sitting around crying over a broken heart. This gun's for hire, in a world that's falling apart. This gun's for hire, even if we're just dancing in. Well, that was quite a little siege. Sorry about that. That's just, but it really is just water. Anyway, well, we'll see how this one works. So this, and really one of my very favorite songwriters, John Prine. Really, he is a fabulous songwriter in my considered opinion. And really, considering some things tonight, you might not want to consider that too strongly, but I know that some of you are Prine fans, and John Prine. Very unfortunately, we lost him in the spring to COVID-19 or complications from COVID-19. But he had recorded this tune just before he passed away, just really not long before he went into the hospital. This was released, I guess you would say, posthumously, and it was actually used, I didn't know this until today, but I kind of thought it would be worth doing it. They played it a couple of times on the radio this week, and not often I play a song that, it's been played on the radio this week. And this is actually a very current song, right? It was released in June, and oddly enough, I guess probably because of his passing and the circumstances of the time. This is John Prine. In all of the years he's been writing and recording, this was his first #1 single, and it went to the top of the charts. It was basically released as #1 and stayed there for quite a little while. It was used at the Democratic Convention in the States. This song, with Prine singing it, his recording of it, it was the soundtrack for the first night of the convention. The virtual convention, they had a video which was a COVID-19 memorial for many of those who had passed, and this was the theme song for it. And anyway, it's called "I Remember Everything." It has since been nominated for a Grammy Award, and that would be kind of a nice little feather in John Prine's cap if he had his first #1 single get a Grammy. Anyway, hopefully I can remember how it goes, You'd think, since it's relatively new, I would be apt to forget it compared to something I learned when I was 11. I'm a little disappointed in the way my childhood memory is working tonight, Anyway, I remember everything, except for the words and tunes. I've been down this road before. I remember and I remember every town and every hotel room and every song I ever sang on a guitar out of tune. I remember everything, things I can't forget. The way you're every night, your ocean eyes of blue, and how I miss you, how I miss you in the morning light, like roses miss the dew. That's why John Prine, that line right there is just why John Prine is such a great songwriter. I've been down this road before. You're sneaking up on me. Got no future in my happiness. The regrets are very few. Sometimes a little tenderness was the best. Can't forget swimming pools of butterflies that slid right through the net of blue. How I miss you in the morning light, like roses miss the dew. John Prine, I Remember Everything. Beautiful song. Another beautiful song. So, something happened today. Some of you may have noticed in your lyrics, there was an additional note there. Note where, I guess I don't want to turn this into a financial thing. Frankly, it's too much fun just as it is. But I will say, we have we're coming to the year end in our world, and lots of people have not had a good year, and I guess as a center for music, and we're a center of the arts, an arts business. We too really haven't had a very good year, and doesn't really look like the first half of 2021 is going to be a whole lot better. So I have had, over the last month or so, I've had quite a number of folks, in the comments, or sending me notes on Messenger and various things, and have said, really, you ought to put a donate button here. And based on tonight's performance, I'm not just sure that there's that much, maybe there's value somehow, but we won't dwell on that. I'll try to shake it off, as Taylor Swift would say. And anyway, so I do want to be clear, though. There are many people in particular who are much more in need. They are, the homeless, and the people needing food banks and things like that. We're nowhere in that kind of situation. The little business is just hasn't been a good business this past year, because all of the things we do aren't really, we're not allowed to, or the needy, and you think, oh well, I could make a little donation to that. Then we certainly would appreciate it. But make sure you do the other first, and if you would prefer not to, we're not a nonprofit, we're not a charity, and a little help would be good. However, that's not what we're here for. We're here to sing, and we're here to make music, and we're here to enjoy that. And I hope you will sing and make music first, and think about all of that second. You can, there is a donate button, Second Wind, but the money is for Second Wind. It's not so, and I can go and yuck it up in the vineyards of France. We'll have to arrange that some other way, I'm afraid. Anyway, so if you do want to make a small contribution, that would be wonderful. And if you can't or don't want to, that's okay too. Please keep singing, keep coming. And just a couple of words about next week. Oh, just if you would prefer, especially if you're local, if you'd prefer to buy a gift certificate or something, just send us an email and we'd fix you up. That would be wonderful. Just gives us a little, it's a little money to come and go on when things are tight, So you can put that all in your issue machine. Now, and I won't we won't discuss that anymore. There was one little thing. Oh, yes. So the next 2 weeks, we're going to go for 2 more weeks if you feel like coming. The next 2 weeks are going to be, we're in December now. I'm not a big Christmas caroler in November or October, and definitely not September. So on the other hand, we're getting a little close to Christmas, and I think a little Christmas music, a little joy, a little we need a little more of that kind of rolling in there. So what I kind of, maybe more contemporary Christmas music, if you will. There might be some new things there for you, but there'll certainly be lots that we can sing along to. And then the second night, which I believe is the 15th, will be, just old standards, the stuff you've been singing all your life. I may not even send lyrics out for that because I think you probably got them all. We'll see. We'll see. Anyway, musiccentre@gmail.com, and that's center, CENTRE. And anyway, so we're going to finish with a tune by Grit Laskin. I think we did it sometime in the spring. This is called "If You Want to Change the World," and we've got to make some changes probably, but we've got to get this thing kind of beat. But you got to remember, if you want to change the world, in the words of Grit Laskin, a great writer and a great guitar maker, by the way, you've got to, dream a little larger, walk a little further, sing a little louder. You've got to go that extra little bit. It can't be, I'm going to do everything the same as everyone else. The people who have made a difference in the world and changed things, whether it's small things or large things, it's because they've gone that extra little bit to make it happen. So if you want to change the world, here's what you got to do. And I hope you will change it for the better. I know you're all out there changing it for the better. And just from the comments you put in and hopefully, if you're singing, you're changing it for the better. So we're going to finish with this. And here we go. You have to dream a little larger. Walk a little farther. Sing a little louder. If you want to change the world, there are days I feel like legendary Icarus, too near the sun. I get burned sometimes, but still I take incentive, get inspired and inventive when I hear that old preventive, it can't be done. You have to dream a little larger. Walk a little farther. Sing a little louder. If you want to change the world, there are those who say the world is how it is. Que sera, acquiesce, sit back. Much better folk than you or me determine what we do and see. Get used to your impotency, says I. You have to dream a little larger. Walk a little farther. Sing a little louder. If you want to change the world, there was once an ant who tried to move a rubber tree. His hopes were high, wouldn't budge until he gathered friends and family. They pulled and sweat collectively. They moved the stubborn rubber tree and showed. Walk a little farther. Sing a little louder. If you want to change the world, there'll be days you'll feel like legendary Icarus, too near the sun. You'll get burned sometimes, but still to take incentive, get inspired and inventive. When I hear that old preventive, it can't be done. You have to dream a little larger. Walk a little farther. Sing a little louder. If you want to change the world, one more time. You have to dream, dream, dream a little larger. Walk, walk, walk a little farther. Sing, sing, sing a little louder, louder, louder. If you want to change the world. Next week with some Christmas tunes, 7:30 Atlantic time. I hope you can join us, bring a friend, and we'll start to ring in the new season. Thank you very much. Good night. Stay safe. Be good to one another, and keep masked up and wash your hands. You know the drill, and we're going to get through this. Take care. See ya.